Hello, this is Alexander Sebastian, again addressing you today about topics of interest to expat parents and parents as partners. Today we're going to talk about something that I have a deep interest in and always have, and that's play, children and play. And in our more competitive world that we're in now, especially compared to when I was young, the students in Shanghai are taking standardized tests to see how high they can score in math and problem solving and in other areas. And the students in Shelbyville, Indiana are taking the same standardized test. People in Korea are competing against those in India, and whatever their background is and whatever educational and family advantages they may have had, it's not going to be indicated. It's just going to be the results, and they're going to when they get the final grades, and schools are going to be rated on how the kids do. And these same kids that are competing in these standardized tests are a few years down the road, they're going to be competing for the same seats in the university. So the parents, aware that the pyramid gets tighter and tighter as you get to the top, and then after they get through university, the jobs that will open up to them will depend a lot on which universities they graduate from and how the grades are there. And a lot of Asian parents are pushing their children to score the highest possible because the parents know that the children feel some kind of obligation to parents here in Asia, and that the well-being of the parents might depend on how well the child's doing when they finally graduate from university and get that job with the big company. So it's kind of a vicious circle. Parents are pushing the kids so that the kids can have a good life when they become adults, but also so the parents can have a good life when they are retired. The result for the children, though, is that they're losing their childhood. Here in Asia, and it's becoming more the trend in the States, is that the kids will go to school from 8 to 4. They will come out, they'll go to a 7-Eleven or convenience shop to grab a bite to eat, and then they'll go to their cram schools, and they might be there for another 3 hours, 4 hours, and if the students are in their final years of high school, they might be there till midnight prepping for the standardized university tests that are given all over the country. This is true here in Korea, in China, in Singapore, in Turkey. I know also standardized tests for every graduating high school student, and this is going to indicate which of the universities they're going to get into, and could affect what field they're going to be studying. So, in short, this competition for the best jobs and the best schools are eliminating what children used to enjoy as childhood and play. Not only does this cost the parents a lot of money for all these cram schools and the stress at the home, and it costs in other ways besides monetary value. But what does it do to the kid? Research shows that the students who are not getting out and getting exercise are losing out on not only on the childhood but also on their physical development and emotional development. I'm going to just read to you what it said from this one study. This study was done by Eisenberger and Jolongo, and it's called "Why is Play Important?" And it cites that the activity of playing develops all kinds of motor and the emotional skills. On the emotional grounds, kids can see other kids winning, losing, being bullied, having successes, and they can develop their empathy for these other children as well as for themselves, and the joy of playing together in teams and developing strategies. accepting defeat and knowing the joys of how to win graciously. In the fine motor skills, these are pretty well developed in school through writing, but the gross motor skills such as running, jumping, balance, hitting things, anticipating trajectory of balls, things like these are only learned out on the playground. And so if the child does not have the time to get out there, and I'm not just talking about PE time in school, because PE time is being more and more dedicated not to play, not to sports, but actually learning how games are made, and the physiology of the body, and heart rate beat, and good health. So this is where the time is going in phys ed. It's not going out playing basketball or running around the track. It's again intellectualized, and the kids' bodies are paying for this. Chinese Research Center, CYCRC, showed that the average Chinese kid is spending 8.6 hours in school, and some as many 12 hours in school. So if you give them 8 hours sleep, which many of them don't get, that doesn't leave much time for homework or play. So you can see that the important things are getting squeezed out. Also, along with the physiological development and the emotional development, creativity is taking a hit. You know, kids still do make up games, or they have to come up to solutions when they've come into an impasse in their game or in strategy, and this is done on the spot. It's problem solving, and they're motivated to find solutions for them because these problems are real for the children and not imposed on them by their teachers. And so they get to exercise and try out different creative solutions and improve on the ones that they've chosen. So it is very important. Also, not just play, but free time. There's more and more research that shows that children having free time, and when I'm talking about free time, I'm not talking about free time to be on the screen. I'm talking about free time to daydream, to watch people, to just wander about. This is an important time for the mind to clean itself out, to organize the information that is taken in and structure it, and think about, internalize what they've been doing in school and in the classroom and in their social lives, and build their personalities with this. So there must be free time for this, and the schools don't structure this in. So it's up to us parents to be sure that our kids are not overloaded either with schoolwork or with activity, and certainly not with computer time. They'll find that themselves, but that they have time just to relax and be kids. So in summary, play is important, even as adults, and we need to structure playtime in for our children and for ourselves. And if you can involve the family in there, playing together, you'll be hitting more than one base at a time. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this short episode on play. Don't let the time that we've spent here today let you think that the relevance of play is not important. It is very important to your children and to their happiness. Okay, thanks for coming today. And this is Alexander Sebastian on Parents as Partners, and looking forward to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.